disruptthebay.org.
Okay, great. I'm Stan Liberatore. I'm the chairman of the board of Disrupt the Bay, which is a DBA of Save the Kids Foundation. It's a program that basically creates serendipity between students, entrepreneurs, hospitals, and higher ed organizations to kind of create collaboration and synergy amongst everybody to essentially disrupt traditional healthcare. And the proceeds of the program and the conference, which is a hashtag tech conference with a cause,
Nice.
goes to fund pediatric cancer treatments and research.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what, especially considering your position, you're obviously an integral part of this organization.
Yeah.
What inspired you to want to be a part of this? What inspired you to want to bring this vision to life? What happened in your life that made you say, this is where I want to be, this is what I want to be doing?
Sure. Some friends of mine that I work with professionally had been impacted by pediatric cancer directly, and it was kind of moving for me. And as a father of three, I can only imagine that something that traumatizing happened to me, and I would want there to be a solution. Come to find out that the research and the treatments for infants and adolescents are very outdated and just it's not working, right? A lot of the treatments are the same treatments that they provide 65-year-old men with testicular cancer, and that doesn't work. So we need to do something about that. And a tech entrepreneur, I thought that there would be a new community that could kind of help raise the bar for that disruption, right? And that's kind of how Disrupt the Bay was born.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's such an exciting idea. So can you talk a little bit about the platform that you've said as a tech entrepreneur, the platform that you've developed, sort of bringing all of this together? What is that like? Like if I wanted to be a part of it, how would I get into it? And then if somebody wanted to find me, how would they find me and be able to collaborate?
Yeah, no, Steve, that's a great question. You can go to savethekids.info or disruptthebay.org. There's tons of information on there. The program is comprised of 3 silos, and the first silo is a healthcare executive panel. And these are experts from the actual hospitals that are here locally: Tampa General, Johns Hopkins, Baycare Health, Moffitt, Cancer Treatment Centers of America. And a lot of leaders within these organizations are also a part of our board. So they bring new ideas and fresh innovation approaches to how the program should be kind of formulated. And then the second program, or the second project of the program, is what we call a Mentor Madness, right? Where we bring in entrepreneurs that are focusing on disrupting traditional healthcare, and they essentially pitched or pitchers, for the healthcare execs, and with the opportunity to have that kind of exposure to a hospital at that level, they may inherit a customer or even funding. We have call to actions for venture capitalists and angels throughout the Bay and the state. So either way, they can get some sort of exposure, a customer or potential funding.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then the third silo. So 3 silos, right?
So the third. Thanks for listening. You're paying attention. You're paying attention, Steve.
I'm very interested. Please keep talking.
I appreciate it. So the third project is a keynote speaker. So this past year in 2019, we brought in Jay Samit, who is a serial disruptor. He actually wrote a number of books on disruption. He was on advisory for LinkedIn. He was a part of the original founders of YouTube. He's been on, consulting for, dozens of, renowned companies like McDonald's and IBM and Dell, and he travels around the world. And he was our keynote last year. So this year we're talking about maybe bringing Will Smith in, or Ashton Kutcher, or Richard Branson.
Can it be Will Smith?
Yeah, I love Will Smith.
The Fresh Prince.
I agree with you, man. We got to get Will. I saw him at TechCrunch in San Francisco for his debut on Gemini Man, and they had his producer with an AI expert up there that was actually in charge of creating the old, the younger Will Smith, right? And the technology that went behind, having them fight each other and everything else, because Will was actually having to play both sides, and they used, artificial intelligence to make all that happen.
To manipulate.
Yeah.
Make them look
Yeah. So it was really cool. So, I don't know. A guy can only dream, right?
That's exciting, though. No,
but I dreamed about Disrupt the Bay, and I just showed up and tried to execute, and I executed, and it happened. So this year we're gonna 3x it. There's no doubt about it. Between the donors and the grants that we have out there that are coming in, I mean, it's going to be a really good time and a good year for Tampa Bay.
So, I mean, I want to ask this regardless, but clearly this is a hotbed, especially for, I believe it was your second silo of interest. So, but I don't want to put words in your mouth, right? So what is your draw to Synapse? Who are you hoping to meet? What are you trying to achieve personally for your organization, and then for any of those individuals you may meet?
Well, I got my hands in a few different things. I do, cloud consulting services, and I do. I'm building a product for the dating industry. But Brian Kornfeld was actually the guy that introduced me to Synapse a couple of years back, and I've met a couple partners that have been a very big influence and integral part of my success. So I don't necessarily know if I would be where I'm at if it wasn't for Synapse. So, big shout out to what they're doing here. I'm a big advocate of everything. You got, the best of, all worlds right here in the center of Central Florida and Tampa Bay. So I don't see, why you wouldn't get anything out of this if you're in the tech business. This is the place to be, at the beginning of the year.